Hi, this is John again. The subject of this video is how to be secure on the Big Island. Big topic. I like to be, frank and honest about this subject. There is quite a bit of issues with theft in Hawaii in general, not just the Big Island. But the difference is on the Big Island, there's a lot of people's properties are a lot bigger. There's a lot of more distance between, different people, different families, etc. So again, I don't recommend being really isolated unless you're going to have pretty much a constant presence of somebody on the property. And for those that, want to be part-time residents, you can still be fairly secure. And here's my tip on this. You might consider having dogs, and you might consider hiring somebody to take care of those dogs. In other words, come by every day, take them for a walk, feed them and water them, etc. But dogs are people's number one weapon to protect them, basically, because the neighbors hear the dogs barking if somebody comes on the property, and so that helps. So if you're not too isolated and you have dogs and you're not there, then someone can take care of the dogs for you. The neighbors can be alerted, and then they can call the police. So that does cost something, but it's not as risky as having a caretaker live in your house that you don't really know. There's a lot of pretty sketchy caretakers, so-called caretakers on the Big Island. They're not easy to find a good one. It's just basically the attitude of, rent is pretty cheap, living there is fairly inexpensive, and so they don't look at the opportunity as being so huge of an opportunity as a caretaker in, Santa Monica or Beverly Hills or wherever, or in Honolulu or in Kailua, where, rent is really expensive. So finding a caretaker that you can trust is kind of hard. And so having this scenario with the dogs and whatnot, and having a dog person to take care of them is something that is worth considering. It really is. And obviously being not too isolated is number one. And then having neighbors that you get along with that will help you out, call the police if there's some issue occurring on your property, is really good. Also, there are alarm systems that are silent that go directly to a company that monitors, multiple people's alarm systems. And so those can be helpful, together with a system that can take high-resolution photographs that can hopefully identify a license plate number or people in the photo is good. But keep in mind, if you're really remote and you've got that kind of system, it might take the police forever to get there. So that's why I like where I've invested in a lot of property is in the Hawaiian Shores subdivision near Pahoa. I particularly like that subdivision because, we're only about 2 or 3 miles from the Pahoa police substation, and they can get there pretty quickly. And so, and then you can find yourself in a good neighborhood with good neighbors. But again, you need to get on the ground and take a look and meet the neighbors and take a look at the house and the neighborhood is really important. And so something like that, you could be away and you could have great success with not having to worry too much about security. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful. Those are like the major tips that I can think of. And there's new alarm systems that are coming out that communicate directly with your smartphone. And there are actually some systems that I've heard about that I've not seen yet, whereby you can actually speak into your phone and it'll broadcast over a speaker on your property. So you can tell people, get the hell out of here. I'm calling the police right now. My neighbors are calling the police. They're going to come out and fire at you, fire on you, whatever you want to say to get them motivated to leave your house and go somewhere else. So I think that kind of a system once it's perfected and works properly would be not a bad idea. So anyway, I hope these ideas have helped you a bit. Feel free to call or email me with your questions. Thank you.